Welcome to this week's episode of Timeout. I'm Sean.
And I'm Alexis. And in this episode, we preview Super Bowl 46, talk about J.R. Smith's China syndrome, and Mark McMorris's Seas Gold at the Winter X Games.
But first, the NBA is abuzz after LeBron James and Blake Griffin threw down 2 highlight reel dunks on Sunday and Monday. The plays inspired us to compile our list of the top 5 posterizations of the last decade. Number 5, we have Amari Stoudemire on Michael Olowokandi, and this one was, sometimes is overlooked, but this was a great dunk.
The clip is called Stoudemire Baptizes Olowokandi. Stoudemire definitely had the power of Christ behind him on this dunk.
The Candyman can't on this one. Coming in at number 4, we have LeBron James throwing down on Damon Jones. This is a bit of an ironic dunk. James is wearing the face mask on this one, covering up a broken bone, and he actually ends up breaking Damon Jones's cheekbone on this play when he elbows him out of the way there.
Not only did he dunk on his face, he gave him a parting gift. He really did pay it forward.
I guess you could call that a parting gift. Number 3, another overlooked dunk of the 2000s. J.R. Smith goes over the top of Gary Neal for a nice two-hander. 1 foot, 2 hands, right over the top of Neal, almost taking off from the free throw line.
That is a Sprite dunk competition worthy, not gonna lie.
Even Carmelo Anthony was scared of that one.
I think everyone in the arena was scared of that one.
He looks like he's flying. That's why this one is so cool. Like he literally looks like he's just like soaring. Look at him go. Number 2, this is Monday's dunk from Blake Griffin on top of Kendrick Perkins. And the height he gets on that is just unbelievable.
Honestly, if you see Blake Griffin charging the lane, I think you should just slide to the left and just let it happen.
Why do people still get in the way of it? I don't understand.
I think they want to be in the poster.
Nobody wants to be in that poster.
But you know who will be in that poster? That guy in the second row with his oh my god face. He's my favorite.
And number 1, I will grudgingly give this one to Vince Carter, who in the Olympics was able to clear a 7-foot Frenchman and pound one down over top of him. Just a nasty dunk.
Who cares if Perdita was hurdling? The hurdling was at the courts with Vince over this Frenchman who's probably saying Zut alors.
Honorable mentions go to Dwayne Wade on Verjao and Kobe on Dwight Howard. Just barely missed the cut, but we could have made this list go on and on. We just had to limit it to active players. So that's what we came up with.
And it seems that we've brought in the term active to include the country of China, because that is where J.R. Smith currently plays right now. Speaking of J.R., while we should be focusing on the fact that he is scoring practically 40 points a night in his games, the focus is shifting towards his sister and his girlfriend, who are pretty much causing a ruckus in China. His girlfriend got into a shoving match with fans from the opposing team while his sister flipped not 1, but 2 birds to the audience. What are your thoughts on these shenanigans?
The old double bird, a classic. Apparently, she also went for a chokehold on one of the spectators in this recent one. This is her second outburst, so this is not the first time they've had freakouts in Japan at these basketball games. Also of note, apparently some of the Chinese fans at the game were calling JR's sister a ton of bricks. Murray State is undefeated and has moved up to the number 9 rank in the nation for the first time in school history. It begs the question, will they be able to keep up this undefeated run that they're on right now?
I think they will. If they've gone 21-0 so far and 9-0 in their conference, what's stopping them now? March Madness not for another month.
They could easily go undefeated. They play one top 25 team from now until the tournament, St. Mary's. There's no reason they can't finish up undefeated. But it doesn't mean anything. If they finish undefeated, will they be a number 1 seed in the tourney?
Unfortunately, they will not. We all, as NCAA hoops fans, know that the selection committee is a little partial to the power conferences, and the little engine that comes out of Ohio Valley Conference will probably snag 7, at least, maybe.
Yeah, I think I could see them like Memphis did a few years ago, maybe being a 2 or a 3 in one of the brackets, but that's as high as they'll go. listen, there's just too much talent in the big conferences this year, and it's such a deep talent pool that there's just no possible way they creep up higher than that, and they probably don't want to anyway.
No.
Because it's better for them to come in as underdogs, right?
You want to go through your bracket in the middle, not at the top or the bottom.
The big game is coming up this weekend, Super Bowl 46 in Indianapolis. The Patriots are favored by 3, but I'm not too sure that's the way it's going to go down. What do you think, Alexis?
I will go with the Giants.
I will take the Patriots. I think they got something to prove. They haven't actually won a Super Bowl since 2005, and most people view them as one of the best franchises going right now. And to not have a Super Bowl win since 2005, I think Brady's hungry, and it looks like Gronkowski's going to be good to go as well. And I think that tandem will hook up big time for the Patriots, and they'll take it down.
That's great and all, but the Giants are still going to win. And on to some winter sports news. Canadian Mark McMorris got 2 gold medals this past weekend at the Winter X Games, one in the big air competition and the second in slopestyle. The bulk of the Winter X Games focused on, of course, the passing of Sarah Burke and Shaun White's perfect score. But do you think a little light should have been shed on McMorris, who got 2 gold medals, something that's not really easy to do in the Winter X Games?
Yeah, that actually hasn't happened since Shaun White did it in 2009. And also, he's got a really interesting story. You know, he's from Saskatchewan, where there's no mountains to be found. So the guy learned how to do all his snowboarding tricks and everything while wakeboarding. So he's got a really interesting story. And yeah, it would have been nice to hear more about him, but I'm sure we'll hear more about this guy in future Winter X Games. That's all for this episode. Thanks for watching. My name's Sean.
And I'm Alexis. And that's our man C. We're out. See you next week.